Hey people, it's Austin. Z dropping in. Hope you're having a great day. If not, we'll get better. Today we're going to be reacting to another Storytime animation channel called Animated Storytime. Before we start, I just want to check out this channel description here. Now this banner here looks like it's clearly directed towards children, right? But nope, they had to whip out this shit. Animated Storytime is a channel digital platform dedicated to sharing true and believable stories of teenagers, young adults, and adults around the world. We feature stories from fans with diverse backgrounds and want to create content that respects people's differences. We'll turn your stories into animations for you to share with your friends in the online community. Whether they're heartbreaking, emotional, happy, or just weird, don't be afraid to share your real-life stories with us. Be sure to be detailed in your storytelling and send it to us. Email us and we'll take care of the rest. We hope you can watch these unique stories with a new perspective and also feel proud in your own skin. Don't forget to subscribe for more. Let's see how that fares. Without further ado, let's dive in. So in the intro here, he just says that his mother was a teacher, his dad was used to be in the military, his dad's very strict, and his parents are very strict, and his dad always tries to discipline him. He comes out as gay, and his parents yell at, and his dad yells at him while his mother cries.
I expected this reaction, so I just stood there. No point in fighting back. But I was not prepared for what my dad did next.
That slap must have been from Hercules himself. His dad must have summoned the power. Okay, he must have went Super Saiyan. One for all, 110%. Detroit smashed that cheek, okay? How is this boy not dead? I mean, that powerful smack must have caved in his skull and made his skull crush his brain. I mean,
struck me across the face. It stung so much, but not.
Yeah, I'm sure that really hurt. Float like a butterfly and sting like a bee without a stinger. I don't exactly know how that works, but I mean, my guy looks like he was about to pull you in for a kiss. Now you have this shit.
More than the betrayal I felt. I was furious. I started yelling at him until he struck me again. At that point, I had had enough. With all my strength, I pushed him, and he fell backward back into the sofa. He was just as shocked as I was.
Oh my god, my son defended himself after I hit him with a pillow of a slap? Oh my god. No, I really don't want to believe this story is real because people are stupid. I don't want to believe they exist.
He calmly told my mom to call the police. My mom was so terrified, she ran to the kitchen and started calling the cops on me. I couldn't believe what was happening. I was so confused.
So am I, man. You know, your father attacks you with the weakest slap in the world. You defend yourself, and your mother calls the cops on you.
I tried to apologize, but my dad didn't say a word. He just said that the cops were going to come and arrest me if I didn't leave now. I started crying and just ran out of the house. I felt so betrayed. How could my own parents do this to me? I just started running with tears streaming down my face. I felt so many terrible emotions at once.
Yes, so many terrible emotions. I don't know what that's supposed to be. Okay, it's not guilt, because this is guilt. I mean,
I ran all the way to the city center and sat down on a bench. Even though it was in the middle of the night, the streets were still busy and lit up, and it made me feel some comfort that I wasn't completely alone. I was just trying to catch my breath until a group of guys came up to me. I was nervous. One of the guys said, "That's a nice-looking jacket. Mind if I try it on?" I stood up and said, "Look, I've had a really rough night. Can you just leave me alone and pick on someone else?" This got him furious. He shoved me to the ground, and the rest of his friends started beating me up. I thought I was gonna die until suddenly I heard a voice.
So you're telling me these jokers tried to steal your jacket, and then when you didn't give them the jacket, they beat you up. It didn't even steal the jacket. Completely true story.
"Hey, cut that out, jerks!" Someone came running and threw the guys off me with ease. I finally came to my senses and saw a guy roughly around my age give me a hand and say, "Are you all right?"
Did they really run that fast? I mean, it's a 3v1 here. If we're gonna jump people, have a little strength. Jesus Christ.
"You don't look so good." I took his hand and dusted myself off. I was sort of taken with him. He had kind of a mysterious look. He was tall, dark, and handsome, and was wearing a leather jacket and ripped jeans.
A leather jacket? Oh, okay, sure, whatever.
For some reason, I felt embarrassed being around him. He seemed so cool, and he saved me. He introduced himself as Frank, and said that if I don't have a place to stay tonight, I can stay with him. I accepted. At this point, I would probably do anything he asked. We got to his place, which was actually the basement of a gay nightclub. Frank told me that the owner of this bar is a really nice guy who takes in kids who have nowhere else to go. Frank ran away from home when he was about 12 years old. His dad was an alcoholic who would often beat him, so he took off and never looked back.
You're telling me he wasn't brought back by the police? No, he just ran away and then he was free from his goddamn parents. Oh yeah, the story is completely true.
Frank now lives at the clubhouse with several other boys. At night, he bartends at the club, and during the day, he pickpockets local tourists, does a few magic tricks, and panhandles for money. I really admired Frank.
Ah yes, I admire the guy who steals people and sits on the street as if he was homeless, collecting people's money, completely scamming them.
He didn't care what anyone thought of him, and he did whatever he wanted. I asked him to show me how to earn money too.
I don't think robbing a gas station is called earning money, but okay.
I thought nothing could ruin this moment. Suddenly, we heard a loud knocking on the door. It was the cops. They barged in and grabbed Frank. I tried to hold on to Frank, but they kicked me in the ribs and told me to stay down as they arrested him. I was screaming and crying. I begged them to stop hurting him, but they didn't listen. The whole time, Frank was yelling at them and telling
That's screaming and crying to you. I'd love to see what jumping for joy looks like.
me he loved me back and that no matter what the cops said, it wasn't true.
Literally stole from people with the guy. What do you mean?
I had no idea what was going on, and just like that, Frank was taken from me. I ran upstairs to grab the club owner in his office. "They took Frank! The cops took Frank!" I yelled. The club owner just looked at me and said, "Well, of course they did. I called them. Turns out Frank was stealing money from the cash register every night." I stood there, shocked. There was no way that was true. Frank wasn't like that. He pickpockets local tourists. Frank wasn't like that. That night, I laid in my bed trying to piece together what happened. I loved Frank, but how much did I really know about him? I mean, I know he runs a few scams here and there,
You call Shad taking people's wallets a few scams.
but he would never steal from the club owner, right? I mean, that man practically raised Frank. Could there be more to this that they aren't telling me? I didn't know what to do or who to side with. All I knew is that I loved Frank and I wanted our life together back and was willing to do whatever it took.
Well, I have been inspired not to do crime. I didn't need that inspiration in the first place, but also not to be stupid and surprised when the guy I'm doing crimes with is arrested. This is a completely true story. I think this is a fake at all. Okay, well that's where I'm gonna end off the video. Hope you all have a great day. This is MZ, dropping out.